Hey guys, this is Jenna with Hill Valley Farm, and today is just a little bitty update, show you the kids that are growing and what's going on. And they're chowing down on some alfalfa. Okay, so I'm just going to start with the ones that are in front of me here. The one over at the water bucket there, that is Shock T. You can't really see it from here, but she's got moon spots and blue eyes, and she's actually still available. She's one of the ones out of Alice, Hill Valley Wonderland's Alice, if you want to look her up. That one that just ran off was RWS. He's going to be a weather. And that little girl in the doorway there is Hill Valley Cindy Lou Who. She is out of Cade's Little Farm, S.E. Faylene, and Cedar View Excalibur Star B. She was Faylene's single doe, and as you can see, she's growing and she's getting really big, but you do when you're a single and your dam produces as much milk as Faylene does. So that is Cindy Lou Who. Over here, that is a weather that just leaped. That's Ein. And this one is a sweet little, I don't know really what we're calling her. She's going as a pet. Caden calls her Spotty there. So she's blue-eyed and she's going as a pet. The guy below me here, this is Hill Valley Yoda, ex Yoda Bomb. It's a buck. He's a buck, and surprisingly, he is not sold. He is actually black and tan, with Swiss with blue eyes, and he's got moon spots all over him. It's really hard to see at the angle he is, but you can see the chocolate moon spots. He's literally covered in them. This is Alice. Sheila and Betty are fighting over alfalfa. There's Faylene. There's Butter. Oh my goodness. Butterfly. Give me all the alfalfa. Over there is Butterfinger. She's a first freshener turned into a really lovely doe. And she's arguing with Hill Valley Buttery Mayhem. She's actually born this year. I think her birthday is February 6th. Yes, I'm talking about you. She is a keeper doe. So she's staying here. She's got blue eyes. She's just absolutely gorgeous. She's also polled, so that helps a lot too. Let's see. The ones eating with Sheila here. You can't really see them very well. Hello. This is Mayhem, like I said. Over there behind Aurora being a buck is Hill Valley X Word Up. He is out of Hill Valley or the Sea to Sky. Champion or the Sea to Sky permanent group champion. Four-star M, and Cedar View Excalibur Star B. He's a big boy. See him kind of there. His dam is to the left there. Oh, that's his half sister Thistle. She was born last year. Let's see if I can get some more. They're crowding around, so it's kind of hard to see. Let's go over here. Oh, over here being a massive buck is the newest buck, Hill Valley. I gotta think about this. G. Luca. That is one of Callie's, but that's Callie's buckling. She had twins, and the one next to him is his sister, Hill Valley G. Marsala, and she is retained. here's so there's Ein and RWS. They're both going to be wethers. And to the right of them is Hill Valley Fermata. She's chowing down on some really good weeds she found there. And they cracked me up because we have an absolute water problem. We ended up finding out we had a leak. And we've been working on it. It's not completely fixed yet. So we've been having to use the hose from the house. It's not been fun, especially in all this heat. But we've been making it work. Oh, and you can see her moon spots there. That's Hill Valley X Shock T. She's got blue eyes. She's stunning. I absolutely love her. The all black one. So yeah. That's them. Now that actually Fermata and RWS. RWS is in the back. Fermata is at the front. She's a little bit darker than he is. She's on the left now. Anyways, they're actually going to a home together with Clover. This is Shock T. Hello, pretty thing. She's so pretty. She's out of Hill Valley Wonderland's Alice. She's one of the triplets. Oh, hello. How are you? He has decided he is my buddy. This is Hill Valley X Midas Touch. He is going as a herd sire to someone that is starting their little herd. It's the ones that bought Echo and Tank earlier in the year. And so I'm excited. He's literally going to be like 5 minutes down the road. He looks just like Clover. He's just bigger. And then, who's on me? Oh, Shock T. And of course, Luca. Luca has discovered that I sometimes hold a bottle. And I only hold bottles on milk test days, dude. I'm not having to supplement anyone. All the mamas are given plenty of milk. But he knows that I sometimes have that bottle on milk test days, and he wants one. So he's my new best friend. Shock T has always been my best friend. Yes. And Midas, I'm still cracking up over him. Let's see. Oh, okay. So, the one next to Sheila here with a big moon spot on her rear end. Can't really see her very well right now, but her name is Hill Valley. I think A Fortissimo. Sorry. That is Fermata's Hill Valley A Fermata, her sister. And so so Fortissimo is staying as of right now. She's retained. She's really a nice looking doe. This is insane. I can't believe that you love me this much today. This is a new thing. And you can't even see her. Okay, this is Yoda. Yoda! Oh. And in the hay there is the one that just jumped up. Hill Valley Ventress Lily. Ex-Ventress Lily. Now, Ventress is what we're calling her. She is the spitting image of our late Lily, who we lost in January to a uterine tear. She was one of the herd favorites, and it's just so sad that we lost her. I mean, it's just awful. Oh, there she is. That's Ventress as she's getting pushed and shoved around. Yeah. And she's actually very friendly. She just wants alfalfa right now. Yes, hello. But she's got brown eyes. And she's solid black, just like her great granddam. And it's just kind of funny that because you never have one born solid, ever, hardly ever. I mean, they've at least got some sort of white on them, a white pole, a white spot on their side or leg. I mean, you can look around and see. I mean, she's not solid. Now she's solid. That's Aurora. That's a rare thing too. You don't see that a whole lot, but we've got two, her and Diamond. But I've never had a solid black one born, other than Mayflower. Mayflower had one. That was Marigold, and she was solid black, but she had some white hairs on her chest, like underneath, that you could see. But she is solid. Ventress is. That's Fermata, standing with her mother, her dam. Let's see. I think I've showed you almost everyone. Cloverwind here. So in here we have Maddie. Hill Valley, Watch This Madness, all the way to the left. And then Vista Oaks, Risky Business, who was actually arguing with her own daughter, Hill Valley, Drippin' in Diamonds, the white one. And then in the back corner there is Little Clover. She's actually, I call her Little Clover. She's growing like a weed, but she's back there with her sister, half sisters, and damn. I know. This is Mayhem. Yeah, I'm trying to show everyone you. Yes. Yeah. You got something stuck in your eye. Your eye's running. Yeah. There's Elf One. Anyone who ever hears me talk about Elf One, this is the clown of the herd, who is the mother of Hill Valley. Fly me to the moon. It's Moon. Let's see. Anyone is in here? No, just the ones I've already talked on. Oh, nope. One more here. One guy I haven't talked about is this guy. He is Hill Valley ex John Sousa. We call him Sousa. He's actually going to a farm close, not a couple hours away. So they're excited. They're actually picking him up next week. So it's about time for some of these kids to fly. So these guys are brothers right there. This is Lila. Lila is hopefully bred. Lila has also lost her color. Let's see, the absence of your pink collar. We don't know where it is, but that's okay. She's a beautiful girl. This is the mother of Sky. And there's Sky drinking. It has been incredibly hot here. So we have really tried to deal with it the best we can with fans. You can see one up there, and then we have one on the other side of that wall that points to the gate. My goal is to have more fans in here in the future, hanging, because it really does help in the hallway, and they like to stay in the shade when it's pretty hot. Today is actually not bad. It's 79 degrees. It has been 93, 94, and it's not just the heat, it's the humidity, and it's just miserable. You can just come out here, stand, and sweat. So anyways, there's Ellie having a argument with Dicey and Alice. This is Puff drinking. We love our little Puff, Vista Oaks Cream Puff. Hello. And he is so friendly. This is RWS. Again, the weather that's going home with Fermata. He likes to stand on me. Let me see if he'll do it. And someone, hi Elf One. This is Elf. But he likes to stand on me and do that, like he paws at me. And it's so funny because I always know who's on me by the way he is. Much like you, because you are just, she pushes really hard. Elf One hurts. You're sweet about it though, aren't you? That's Fermata. Are you looking for your mother? Oh. Who are you talking to? Oh, here's Ventress. There's my girl. Yes. So as of now, we're holding on to Ventress. I really don't want her to go anywhere. Kind of like to see how she turns out. Oh, you just got completely knocked down by RWS, didn't you? And if it's Robert Smith. That's where Caden named him. I don't know what his barn name will be, but I have a feeling it'll be something else. So, oh, one that I couldn't see before because everyone was crowding, and you can't really see her now. Excuse me, Sheila. Is Hill Valley D. I'm a believer. She's sleeping under the hay feeder. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is Fortissimo. You can see she's been tattooed. Hi, Alice. Oh, Sheila found Fermata. And see, she's still on me, still attached. But they're growing. Everyone is gaining weight. We've not had any issues with that. Production has been, I underestimate these girls, and the production has just been amazing. So it's been a really good year for us. As of right now, I have dried off Maddie and Mirabella. No fault of their own. I don't know where they are. I would show them to you. But it just got to be too much. I did learn that 12 in milk is too much for me. There's Betty. So I just didn't want to have 12 in milk anymore. Also, knowing, I actually am a school nurse part-time, and it's a lot in the mornings when I'm trying to do chores, get everything done, make sure everyone's okay before I leave, because the last thing you want to do, see, here he is. The last thing you want to do is leave and someone be sick and me not know, because I've been milking the whole time. Like I like to try to lay eyes on everyone. So that's a really big deal. So 10 is my limit. That's as much as I'm gonna do. Obviously I'll have to do 11 for a little while, because hopefully Lila is due. If she is due, she's going to be due the end of July 31st to be exact. Oh, and there's the matriarch of the herd, Corey's Fancy in Mayflower. 1-star M. She's really, her and Elfwin are the ones that started it all. And so Elfwin, if you've ever been curious about Irma, Irma is Mayflower's daughter. And then Lila is Irma's daughter. Yes. And Sky, over there, the black and white doe. And Brown. And then the one to the left of her is her daughter. So Sky is out of Lila, as is Aurora here. Aurora is out of Lila. Can't really see her very well. So yeah, hi Clover. Oh my goodness. This is Clover, and this is what she does. She just wants you to hold her. She doesn't understand why I'm not holding her right now. Hello. Now, this is one that did not like the bottle on milk test day, and that's okay. A lot of times singles don't. I would have been surprised if she liked the bottle. So, yes, I know. I'm not trying to run from you. I'm just, I'm trying to show you off. Yes, I am. Oh, goodness. Oh, no. Maybe if I be dramatic, she'll pick me up. Yes. She is so sweet. She's one of the favorites of the year. This one right here. Oh yeah. And you know it too. You're just a little spoiled. Now keep in mind, she was born a whole week early. That was really scary for us. And her brother was DOA, and he was beautiful. It's so sad. But this girl, she came out and has been sassy ever since. Total will to live, and she's just done really great. So we're excited, but she is going to be going to her new home soon, and I think Caden is really going to hate to see her go. This has been one of his babies. And, well, me too. It's so hard to get her in the camera. But she's fun. She's a lot of fun. Lots of personality, that one. Here's Miss Faylene. Doing good. Yes, you're looking so pretty. That's Daisy. Now, Daisy is just one that we haven't had out a whole lot. The white one right here. It's kind of like a backwards buckskin, if you will. She's beautiful. Haven't clipped her. Haven't shown her this year. Plan to. We will. But she's just kind of, I don't know. When you keep so many in one year, there's bound to be one or two that kind of get not pushed to the back burner, but just left at home a little bit more than the others. So we need to work with her. She's really, really nice. I like her. She's out of, let me think about this. Vista Oaks, that's what she said. And her sire is Blessings at HT Legends Are Made. So this is another legend daughter. Now Callie is actually next to her right there. I was looking for her. She's a legend daughter, and it's her first freshener year. Holy cow. I love her udder. I don't love her attitude on the stand. She's incredibly difficult to work with. But some first fresheners are, so we just kind of give her a little bit. But yeah, I'm really excited about Daisy. This is Hill Valley Dancing Daisy. And she is, gosh, she was a year old. It was either March or April. Oh, and this is their new toy. That brush there. And yes, they do fight over it. They scratch their chin, they rub all the way down it, they scratch their head. It is the best thing since sliced bread. Isn't that right, Butterfinger? So like I said, there are going to be several kids that go to their new homes coming up. First to go will be next week, Sousa. I believe he goes on Tuesday. And then the next would be Midas and Sky's Little Doe. And following that, I've got a couple others that we haven't nailed down dates, but it's time. They will start getting their CD&Ts this weekend. Alice's kids turn 8 weeks old this weekend, so we'll do that. It's kind of like, they were born right after, one right after the other, and so it's about to get busy in the way of CD&Ts and new homes. So when you buy from us, what happens? Like, what do they go home with? And that's a question I had this week, and I thought that would be a really good thing to cover on the channel. So I believe in giving you all the information possible about whether it's an adult that you're buying or a kid and what's gone on in their life. If it's an adult, at least within the last 6 months. With a kid, pretty much their whole life. So obviously, if they're registered, you get a registration papers. Sometimes we don't have those in hand. I always have a way to prove it, but there are those times when I don't have them in hand, and I will mail them, But you can look them up in the registry. I can show you how they're in our name online. It's just waiting on the papers. That does not happen very often, but when it does, I'm always grateful for the buyers who, understand and also understand that we try. Some things are out of our hands. The other piece of paper that you go home with is a bill of sale. That bill of sale paper is worth so much to me because it says who is buying them, who they're buying, the sire and the dam, unless it's a wether, and I don't put that. And then it has like a signature and everything where you're coming from, in case you were to get stopped on the highway, because people steal goats. It's just a fact of life. I know it sounds weird, but they do. So I will put that because that's proof of where you're coming from and that you bought the goat. I even put the price at the very bottom, paid a deposit, because we do ask for a deposit. Clearly, we are not scammers. Scammers don't work this hard. But we do require a deposit, half the cost of the animal at the time that you say you want the animal. That deposit holds the animal for you. Now, if something were to happen, it's a farm and we're involving animals here. Animals do sadly die or things happen. And so if something were to happen, we can transfer it over to another animal, or whatever. I'm very flexible. I work with people. I'm not going to take your deposit and say, oh, well, sorry. I'm never going to do that. So it says the deposit and the amount due at pickup, which is half the cost of the animal. We do ask that it's paid in cash. That's just one of our very important things. Also on the bill of sale, and this is the really important part also, anything that kid has had done, like coccidia prevention, the dates, their CD&T, if they had to have a lice treatment, that's going to be on there. Anything, if it's an older kid, or if it's any kid that ever had to be wormed, we don't worm on a schedule. We worm on by as needed basis only. Ever do not ever worm on a schedule. That's what causes resistance. So if the kid had to be wormed, I say when they were wormed and with what? The CD&T. I tell you the brand of the CD&T that we use. I highly recommend the one that we use because I don't see as many lumps, and I am very pro CD&T vaccine. I will not ever run a herd without doing CD&T vaccines. No. Tetanus is a horrid death, and I'm not doing that. If I can prevent it, I will. And I feel very strongly about that. Some of the kids got the pneumonia vaccine, not all of them, just because they weren't staying in our herd. But it's very expensive. And so I didn't do all the kids that are leaving just because I can't afford to vaccinate. And if you're buying and your herd hasn't been vaccinated, yay, it's good for the kid, but I just wasn't able to do everyone. We had 16 little kids. Yes, 16 all at once. And when you look at the numbers of my herd and what we need to do for the year, I just decided to not do all the kids. So if that's important to you and you have purchased from us or you're planning to, I can tell you exactly what we used and you can use it. But now for Callie's kids, they were born a little early. We are going to do them. We haven't done them, but we will. And also, I haven't done Clover, but I think it would be a good idea to do her. So I'm still on the fence about that because I'm real funny about her respiratory. I just want her to be healthy, and I didn't want to introduce anything to her early, but at the same time, I do want to try to prevent something that might happen later. So, how do goats get pneumonia? It's a very good question. A lot of it has to do with the weather. When we have temperature swings, East Tennessee and a lot of the parts in the United States, very well known for temp swings. And I'm talking, a temp swing is you're in the 80s, and within 12 hours, you're, no, 90s, and within 12 hours, you're down into the 50s. Or you're in the 70s, and now tonight it's going to be in the 30s. And then you're back up to 80. And in the spring and fall, we're so good at that here in East Tennessee. It happens all the time. And it even happens sometimes in the summer and winter, but not as much. So, and then you add in the dampness and the temp swings, and for some reason, goats are just very sensitive to that. They don't have to run a fever to have pneumonia. If they're really snotty, congested, coughing, hacking, but goats cough. I mean, you hear them here. I mean, they cough, they sneeze or snort. That's normal. Their noses are in hay most of the day, or on the ground eating grass in the pollen. But I'm talking when they are coughing and it's productive, or they don't act all themselves. That's always something to look for. Also, extra things in the eyes. Some of my adults, especially the ones with blue eyes and lighter coats, they're known for having, like, they'll have, I call them eye boogers in the mornings, and I just wipe them out. As long as they don't get excessive, I mean, it's normally just a little bit amount. When it gets to be a little bit more, but that's not as common as it is in the nose. You see it in the nose, thicker, it's not clear. And so pneumonia is a serious thing in a goat. So we do take that very seriously. I mentioned before, we had a respiratory illness after the second show of the year. And I mean, it's been almost a month, and we were still dealing with it last week. And so it's not been fun, but at least they act normal, and so they don't act sick. And it's been the younger ones, not the older ones. It's just so strange. But at the same time, it's not, because that tells me my older ones had been exposed to whatever that was, because they didn't get it. So anyway, yeah, lots of newness happening in the way of ones going home. That's always kind of nice, just because it thins out the jobs here. Because normally chores are really hard in March, April. Chores have been harder in May and June because you have kids on goats, on the mothers, and then you start separating them at night, and they have to learn a routine of coming in and where they go and what they eat. And then you have to make that a routine. They learn really quickly, but it's the routine and learning it and teaching them, and it just takes time, and it takes some extra hands sometimes. So a lot of times, especially when chores are so hard, it's all four of us out here trying to get things done. Chores take an hour, a lot of times 2 hours. It's a lot of work, and so the work that we put into them, that's why we're very careful where they go. I've turned away, I don't know how many homes for Diamond. I've lost count. I turned away 3 before Isabella went to her new home, and that's something that did happen last weekend. Hill Valley Isabella went to her new home. They have 4 other does, and we felt like that was a really, really good move for her and for us, because she just didn't produce like we wanted her to. But we think it's because she got pushed around here, because all of our does, I mean, a lot of them are older, and they pushed others around, and she was more mild-mannered, super sweet, too sweet, really, to be in a herd of this size. And so I think she has started acclimating to her herd, and she's doing well. And I kind of hope that she can become a herd queen, and then she can be the producer, because she has it. She has the potential. Her first freshman year, she was amazing. But in the years since, the 2 years since, she just hasn't produced like we wanted her to. So she went to her new home, and so that's, that's one off the off the feed bill, as they say. But and that's another thing. Feed has gone up dramatically. It is insane how much feed is now. Just to buy feed for the milkers for a week is right at, I think it's $50. And a bale of alfalfa, this one is the first cutting. I mean, it's $12 a bale. Just the straw that it takes for their bedding, that's expensive. That's straw, you know. We also feed straight orchard grass. We got 218 bales within the last couple weeks, and that costs a lot of money. So the more you have, the more expensive it's going to be for upkeep. So we have really, and that's another reason, realizing I only want 10 milkers at a time, I can't do anymore. The feed bill, it's a real thing. So it's been, this year has been eye-opening, as in, how many do you want? How many can you keep? And what's your limit? Because I've never really known, like, well, I don't know yet, and you learn as you go. But I would like to cut the numbers a little bit farther down even next year. So we'll see. And that would just be depending on how they do milk test, how they do linear appraisal, because we do have our appraisal date. It is August 16th, and we're really excited about that. So that will determine some things. Also considering kidding at different times of the year, especially for those permanent champions. Thinking of moving them to December, kidding out in December, not this December, but next. So it would give them a good break after, a late spring kidding. It would give them a good break, and then they could start kidding out early December is what I'm thinking. So that would be kind of nice to have them and do that and not have to worry about, because the ones that I'm talking about, the permanent champions I'm talking about, is Risky and Faylene, and they've already got their milk stars. They've gotten wonderful linear appraisal scores. It's not something that I have to, and they're permanent champions. I'm not taking them to shows, so it's not that big of a deal when they freshen. It's just, we do want them to freshen. So anyways, I hope that answers some questions. And like I said, we're just rocking and rolling and going into, let's see, this is late June, going into early July next week. And we got some really exciting things coming up that I'm not willing to share with you just yet. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was more of a laid back video, informational but laid back. I hope that if you have not subscribed, that you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It helps us more than you know. And until we see you again, I hope you have an awesome goat field day.